For a little while now, I've had some people ask me how I would go about starting my permadeath character, and I think I've got quite enough experience now that I can explain a few routes that you might want to take, and some methods you could do in order to gear your character rather quickly, and get into doing contracts, dungeons, things like that, with a very nice loadout to begin with. This guide is going to spoil a few locations, but I take it if you are watching a video like this, you probably don't mind too much about that. But I do just want to warn anyone that has absolutely zero experience, or if you just want to avoid spoilers altogether, and you want to be able to learn a lot of things on your own, I would recommend to you to do most of the contracts and gear that way, and then just try to gear naturally from doing dungeons and exploring. Because as you complete contracts, that will increase the world state, which means that stalkers and enemies, people that you can trade with, or people that you kill, they will spawn with better items, and that's typically how you're going to see better loot. Aside from that, you're just going to have to start doing dungeons and memorizing where the best chest locations are. Also, try to find a crowbar early, or keep plenty of lockpicks on you so that you can get into the armor lockers that most of the dungeons have in the game. If you keep those things in mind and try to look out for stalkers that you can trade with, you're going to be doing pretty well off. So what we're going to do is loot most of the observatory, and then grab a couple of missions from Simi to at least give us some money to start out with. And since we have no gun at all, we're going to go straight to the crossroads and just kind of look for something. Every little bit is going to help us out, because as long as we can trade something and get some money for it, we'll be able to buy like something from the shop at the observatory at least. But we get pretty lucky and get a nice like 45 lever action. Go through everything here, and just really what we're looking for are valuables and hopefully toolkits. What you're really going to need here is a heavy melee weapon, which is why we grabbed the wrench right away. We're not going to give this back to Simi, we're going to hold on to it because we need it in order to stun enemies with melee stun lock. And then real quick also, I want to buy some 9mm ammo just in case I need it. And I forgot to trade these to Simi earlier, so I'm going to just give them some valuables for money. So here we're going to head to the crash site. In order to get there, we have to go through Forgotten Tunnels, which has a lot of these Radiohead guys. What you want to do with them is just charge a heavy melee attack, hit them right in the head. If you hit them in the chest, they start to do some explosion, and you want to try to avoid that as much as possible. Because once they start ticking, if you hit them again, they're just going to explode and do a decent amount of damage, which is very annoying to deal with. Like this here. Don't do that. Just try to hit them in the head, and if you don't hit them in the head and they start ticking, just run away. For the knot deer down here, just walk up to them, charge a heavy attack, and just keep charging heavy attacks. Now here, we just want to run by these dogs. If you're lucky, you can try to group them over into the little corner over here and get them to avoid dying to the osprey that spawns later on. And then hopefully try to get them to kill some of the military that spawn. Here's some post-humans. Pretty easy to take them out, but just be careful because we don't have armor. The shotgun this guy uses is pretty dangerous. And we're going to loot everything here. Two more post-humans.
We're going to use an ordinary garden.
And then we have a blue chest and plenty of just miscellaneous loot. As well as a large aetheryte container. Now we get really lucky here and actually get a very decent gun for a blue chest. Earlier I tried doing this and just got the singularity bomb, and it was very annoying. I would recommend that if you don't get a good armor piece from here or a good weapon that you like using, just load the game and refresh and try again. So we're going to go underneath the little arch formed by the rocks here and then spawn the osprey and just run back. Don't walk out there because it will start to shoot at you. And here I wait to see if the dogs are going to start to attack the military that spawn. But they kind of just walk up and line up for me. And they don't do a very good job of killing the military anyways. So we're just going to clear out the rest of them. Now here, these are all very nice weapons. But the choice weapon that I would use is the Type 15 SMG. We're going to take this and keep it. And we are going to upgrade it later on at Big Iron. Here in the little hut, there's just plenty of food items we can grab. And that's just about all you need. So we'll just head back to the shop and sell off most of this stuff. And I'll actually trade the shotgun that I'm not going to use and get this 454 Tech 9 looking gun. It's one of my favorite sidearms in the game. I can't go without it. I would definitely recommend trying to keep some amount of bartering items on you, particularly like ammo is very good to use to barter with, just in case you come across like a stalker or somebody that has a nice weapon or something that you like, so that you can trade it with them. With the newest update, they added back in the ability to buy things or barter with cash, but I find that it is more efficient to barter with items that the person that you're trading with prefers. And so far, the ability to barter with cash has been something that's been balanced constantly, and I don't know 100% if it is going to stay in the game permanently. So just keep that in mind. Here, we're going to be a little ballsy and head straight to the sawmill that's in Goldwood Forest. But with the Type 15 SMG, we just clean up everything with no problem. The innies do not stand a chance against this gun. Now, I've found from my weapons test video that the enemies here typically spawn with the same layout. So if you just follow what I do here, you should have a pretty easy time clearing it out. I will say, don't destroy any of the red silos here just yet. Since we're not on that contract, it's not going to give us any progress towards it. Just be careful. Stealth through most of the area. If you hear somebody, look for them, take cover. There's always going to be somebody up on this, like, second floor area, and plenty of people out in the main, like, courtyard area. Another good thing about taking the Type 15 here is that plenty of the enemies here use 9mm, so you can just pick up ammo off of them. If you hear somebody shouting, look around for them, try to hunt them down, because they have a bad habit of sneaking up on you. And with the SMGs they use, they're wildly inaccurate from a range, but if they get up on you and you're not wearing armor, they can shred you.
Oh, hell no.
So just take your time, be methodical,
Hey.
and it's pretty easy. The trader that's here has a nice custom scoped 45 carbine. I don't personally like using it, but it does sell for quite a bit. The main reason that we come here, though, is because most of the time this place will actually give you a decent kinetic armor loadout, as well as like plenty of gear and ammo. Just kill the officer up here and take his key, and you have access to the locker room. And what we're looking for is this militia light armor. Now, if you don't want to be disguised as Insurrection, don't wear one of their, like, tactical masks with the outfit. We're just going to not wear a helmet for a while. It's also very valuable, so I grab another one since I got a little bit lucky, and we'll just sell it later. Now from here, we want to just head east towards South Bend. Because Big Iron here will allow us to actually build a couple of custom weapons that usually you'll only be able to find from blue chests. Just ask him to upgrade one of your weapons, and what we'll need is the weapon that we're trying to upgrade inside of our inventory. So it should be in our backpack, not being held onto. And then we need a toolkit and some cash. I'm going to turn my Type 15 into the security version, which gives it a tactical light, a nice red dot, as well as 10 extra rounds for the magazine. Very strong upgrade. And then I'm going to turn my 454 into the PDW custom variant, which kind of does the same thing for it. Greatly reduces its recoil and gives it another red dot sight. And just like that, we have a pretty good loadout right away. Now, right next to his building is an apartment building that you can get access to. Just look for this area on the map in South Bend, there's a little depot office building. Go there and just look around. You might have to use tab loot to find it. There's a little key that'll give you access to the apartment. From here, we're going to go back to Crossroads, and we're going to upgrade our melee weapon and give Simi back their wrench. So make sure that you grab this fire axe here. And then just keep on going west towards the depot. Once we're here, just kind of hook onto the left side. And we're looking for this building here. You need to crouch jump on top of these lockers and grab the key. This will allow us to open up the rail cars. You can look around for a while and try to open up all of them. Most of them are just pretty generic, but there are a couple that we need to look out for. The first one that I want to loot is the one that is actually inside the depot building. This has a guaranteed crowbar, which is going to be very nice for us. And the next one that we're looking for is the military car.
What the hell?
This has a decent amount of kind of higher grade loot, as well as this armor locker that stays locked. You can't use the crowbar on this one. You need to use the lockpicks. I believe this locker is guaranteed to give you military armor, and sometimes a helmet if you're lucky. But I want to save my lockpicks for later. I've already got some armor that I don't mind using, and I don't want to waste my lockpicks right now. We're going to keep going west from here and then go north into the metro. And here we have a nice little area that we can loot. There's plenty of things here that are, I would say, considered lab items. As well as a very expensive scanner. And then a blue chest. We just get night vision out of it, which is fine. And then nearby, there's also the amber manifold, which increases our movement speed. And then some fruiting stardust, which, if you use it, allows you to travel to one of the artifact planes. I forget exactly what they're called. But the fruiting stardust will allow you to travel there for longer than the regular stardust. From here, we want to travel out of the broken walls, and there's another stash area that we can find. Just keep walking all the way up through these broken walls. And we're looking to get down into this Picono building. Through the walls and then back upstairs. And then into the roof. And some decent loot. And some armor pen ammo. And then a stash. So we're going to drop off a lot of stuff here that we don't need anymore. And if you want access to the bed that's here, you can just look through the window, grab the key. And there's a nice little bed for us to pass the time. The big thing that we're here for, though, and the reason why we grabbed the fire axe, is because we need to get into this mansion. And there's a couple routes that we can take. We can go upstairs and cross the balcony and jump across the top there. Like so. But I also want to show the bank vault down here. Now, we could try to find a way inside here. And there's a way to get the code into here. But I wouldn't recommend doing it. The main reason why you would want to get inside the vault is to loot it and grab all of the gold and then sell all of that gold. But once you do that, you just have a lot of cash, and there's not a lot that you can do with cash besides just buy ammo or buy guns. You can get a pretty good reward for turning in the code for it later. Now, I'm not entirely sure why this guy ignores me until I start to go up the stairs. But the reason why we need this fire axe is because it has a high amount of armor penetration damage, and that will be able to take these guys out rather quickly. They're a little dangerous if they hit you, so what I would normally do is try to kite them outside and get a little bit more space, but luckily they didn't really hit me at all here. Now, you can look through this entire place and try to loot it, get all of the gold that's all over the place. What we really want to do is look for this guy. Take him out and grab his key. And that will let us loot the rest of the mansion. So if we go upstairs, we have a blue chest, and we get a godlike gun. The tar is one of my absolute favorites. And then if we head downstairs, there's this locked room as well. And this area contains the brandy that is needed for a new contract. We're just going to keep heading north until we get to the burrow. This is the Revolution's base. They have quite a few nice weapons that I would consider using. The problem here is that they don't like trading valuable things, they like trading necessities. So if you have things like toilet paper or just like random supplies, they find those more valuable than things like gold. But they have plenty of good weapons to trade you. So this could be a really nice area to gear up from as well. Now, for the sake of demonstration, I'm just going to show you why you may want to save your lockpicks. If you're just having absolutely no luck getting into this room, you may want to try to look for a blowtorch. Blowtorches will just destroy a lock, guaranteed. And getting inside of here will give us the code to the bank vault. What I would choose to do here, though, is talk to Mama Roach and give her the code. She also has a really nice contract that gives you a bolt-action sniper rifle in exchange for copper wire. But now when you give Mama Roach the safe vault code, she gives you a full revolutionary stalker loadout. And so that's going to be a grenadier rifle, which I believe is a red chest gun, as well as the stalker ace helmet, which has plenty of kinetic armor, and the rebel medium plate armor, which has even more kinetic armor. And this loadout will serve you very well right off the start of the game, if you're able to get into Bixby's room. What I would recommend doing now is look for some of the areas that you can start to buy armor penetration ammo, and to load up on AP rounds. That's going to be like at the Lone Wolf Saloon in the slums, or Dr. Mosby's lab in the flooded plains, or at the Black Market shop at the Black Lake. At this point, if you haven't already, I would start doing contracts now. You've basically got an endgame loadout ready to go, and you should be able to handle just about anything that comes at you. I hope you've enjoyed the guide. Hold on a second on that outro, buddy. As I was editing the video, I forgot that I entirely missed this little section right here. You can use your fire axe to knock this down, or use your crowbar. Ooh. And this will always have a random artifact inside of it. You might get lucky and get a rare one. I always enjoy having another amber manifold. Holy! Get me out of here. Oh my god! Invisible wolf jump scare. I didn't know they spawned here. Alright, editor man, fast forward a little bit. Alright. This is another dungeon that I also really enjoy doing, like, on the beginning of all my Permadeath runs, because it's not that dangerous once you figure it out, and especially once we have this fire axe. Don't be scared. Okay, it's okay to be a little bit scared. So pull out your crowbar, loot everything really quickly. Just shift, click, grab all of that loot, and you're good. My goodness. Grab that real quick, and a nice little red chest, and grab that. And let's get out of here. Nice and easy. Now take it away, editor man. If you feel like there's anything that I've missed, please feel free to leave a comment below. There's very little information about this game out there right now, so it's very much a community effort to get information out there and help each other. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.